by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Back here with Chris Broussard. We'll talk Clippers in just a second. But first, where's the glove? Check out White Sox outfielder Luis Robert almost robbing the home run. He loses his glove over the wall. Nick, I feel like that should still count, right? Why not a little A for effort in baseball?
Oh, it should count. It should count for 2 runs, double. 1 run for the ball, 1 run for the glove. But listen, if you risk v reward, you're going to try to climb the wall, that's great. You lose the glove, you should get double home run count. Baseball's changing a lot of things up. I would like to see them insert that, Broussard. You're our baseball expert. Your take on my take.
Hey, I love the effort. I'm not going to punish Robert. I mean, he went all out, no regard for his body or safety. That's why he lost the glove. He hit the wall so hard. But watch out for this guy. He's a hot young prospect, 22 years old. He can play.
Yeah, but see, I told you, Broussard got the Luis Robert scouting report. I told you, he's our baseball guy.
Move on into Ja Rules. Guys, check out Ja Morant coming out of nowhere to throw in the reverse alley-oop. Broussard, is this guy a lock for Rookie of the Year?
Oh yeah, that's over. And I'm telling you, look, and I like Zion and I get all the hype, but 7 years from now, this is the guy that we'll be talking about most from this draft.
Wow.
He's got the substance and the style to be a superstar. And I like Zion, but this guy is terrific.
Wild.
Sorry, do you think they're going to be a superstar in Memphis? All right, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Superstar in Memphis, Broussard? It's possible?
Well, I don't know. It just feels like it's not superstar market.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
My proposition.
You remember Zach
My
Randolph
proposition is this.
Go
There
ahead,
was no
Nick.
superstar. Stop
Yeah, that's
it.
true.
If anyone doesn't vote Ja Rookie of the Year first on their ballot, that's whose ballot I take. Ja should be unanimous.
No.
If anyone doesn't vote Ja, they lose their ballot. It comes to me.
This is hurting his case. This is hurting
That's not
his case.
hurting my case.
Proposition number 500 from Nick. All right, on to Bol Bol's dynamic debut. Bol Bol, Denver's big man.
Look at this.
Not done there. After the big
Buckets.
block, goes coast to coast to hit the deep pull-up 3. Nick, should a guy who's 7'2" be able to do this?
Well, listen, he could do this when he was going to Bishop Miege High School in the suburbs of the great city of Kansas City, Missouri. He was doing this at Oregon before he got hurt. This is why the day after the NBA draft, loyal First Things First viewers know this, I said the steal of the second round. He should have gone 14th, not 44th. The Nuggets draft well. If they had a true superstar that one day maybe they will, they could be a true contender. I'm super excited to see Bol Bol. This is great. Now, I don't know about their all 7-footer lineup yesterday, but this Wilds is great.
I loved it. I liked it. You didn't like the big lineup? Broussard, I thought it was great. I thought it was the antithesis of Daryl Morey. Just enough about the Rockets small ball, like we're just going to roll out 7-footers.
No, I love that there's versatility in the NBA. Houston's going small, Denver's going big. That's what we like. Everybody shouldn't play the same way. And I'll tell you, Nick, that was one of his best takes in the last month. I mean, I agree. 21, 10, and 3 blocks on 52% shooting from 3 at Oregon. What were people thinking when they passed on him?
And NBA bloodlines. NBA bloodlines.
Yes.
That's it. On to the Clips cruise now. Clippers took down the Magic 99-90 last night in the first scrimmage in the Orlando bubble. Kawhi Leonard put up 9 points in 19 minutes, managing the workload early, I'm sure. But more importantly, Paul George, looking impressive, dropping 18 points in 19 minutes. Nick, it was just a scrimmage, but good to have basketball back. What'd you take away from the Clippers win last night?
Oh, listen, it was great to have basketball back. I talked with Broussard right after this game completed, and Broussard always says, that I like to criticize Kawhi Leonard. Let me give Kawhi Leonard, be the first person to say this. Kawhi has a chance to be the absolute best Robin in the NBA. I don't know if him or Anthony Davis, but I mean, given how Paul George playing,
there it is.
I mean, Kawhi as a complimentary role was outstanding. But in seriousness, what could you take away from it on the Clippers front when no Patrick Beverley, no Landry Shamet, no Ivica Zubac, no Montrezl Harrell, so they still don't have their rotation flushed out hopefully by the time the postseason actually begins, much less the regular season begins, they will have their rotation flushed out. Because Wilds, I'm not saying they have to have both Harrell and Zubac when the season starts July 30th against the Lakers. But you can't be dusting off and waving the smoke away from Joakim Noah in big NBA games.
Oh, yes, you can.
It's not 2014
yes,
anymore.
You can.
No. And so Joakim Noah
yes, you can.
being a...
Yeah.
Oh, you can? Okay, inform me,
the
please.
pride of Hell's Kitchen? Two-time NCAA champion in 2014, Defensive Player of the Year and perennial thorn in the side of the Cleveland Tourism Bureau. Joakim Noah is back, and not only back, he's back in the starting lineup. Broussard, I loved it. I think we have a few highlights we can show of him. He ended up with 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists in only 50. Give that to me. Give that to me. We also, Nick, just for your benefit, we did the per 36, 9.6 points, 12 rebounds. Look at the assist, 7.2 and a plus minus at 21, almost 22. Broussard is champion. And we got one great quote. We know the guy's a quote machine. No prima donna on the Clippers, that's for sure. You know who he's talking about. Broussard, in all seriousness, I love Joakim Noah. We had him on the show, and I've just fallen in love with him. But get this. There are so many guys in the league who genuflect in front of the king and post their Twitter videos of like, look, here I was when I was 4 years old and LeBron was cradling me at his camp. But Joakim Noah is not into that at all. And I think there's a real attitude that he brings, no joke, that will help the Clippers take over the Lakers.
Well, he fits in with what the Clippers mentality is already. I mean, obviously Kawhi Leonard spurned LeBron. Patrick Beverley wants nothing more than to keep the King from winning his 4th championship and to bring the championship to the Clippers. So Noah fits right into that. And I'm all with you on this, Wiles. Joakim Noah, I'm not going to overreact to an exhibition game, but he looked good. For a guy who hadn't played in eons,
oh my
he
God.
goes out there, he set good screens, he did all the little things, he rebounded the basketball, he finished. I know Nick doesn't like him because he once called LeBron and the Cavaliers Hollywood is HE double hockey stick. But still, Joakim Noah is a pro, and he will fit in nicely with the Clippers.
I love it.
I've heard of contact highs. I've never heard of people getting high just by talking about somebody, and that appears to be what's happening with Wilds and Broussard in related to Joakim Noah commentary. Did you say a thorn in LeBron's side? How about this? Here's a number for you. 16-5. That's LeBron's career record in the playoffs against Joakim Noah. His best record against any individual player in league history, aside from Al Horford, who he's, I think, 19-4 against, just utterly dominated Horford in his career. Joakim Noah has never had a good series against LeBron. In 2011, his season was ended by LeBron. In 2013, his season was ended by LeBron. In 2015, his season was ended by LeBron. And let me tell you this. Nothing, as someone who picked the Lakers to win the title and bet on the Lakers to win the title, nothing will thrill me more than if the Clippers are fortunate enough to make it to the conference finals and play the Lakers, that Joakim Noah can be prominently involved. Joakim Noah hasn't been good since 2014. He hadn't played in the playoffs since 2015. Like, I don't understand what you guys are talking about. Go ahead.
We're not saying Noah's going to lead him to the promised land. We're just saying he looked pretty decent for a 35-year-old guy who hadn't played in a year. That's it. In all seriousness, though, here's something. We know the Lakers and the Clippers have their 2 stars. Look, we've known this. It just was highlighted again yesterday. The Clippers' 2 stars, Kawhi and George, can each go get theirs whenever they want off the dribble. Whereas with the Lakers, Anthony Davis, as great as he is, he's not the guy that's going to just necessarily go get his whenever he needs it off the dribble. He has to be set up a little more than George or Kawhi. That's something to watch for.
Well, can I just bring up the bigger picture here? The fact, Nick, you brought it up. Clippers are still flushing out their lineup. They've been flushing out the lineup seemingly since day one. We keep saying, well, as soon as they get all their pieces, they're going to be a good team. Here we are at the restart. They still don't have their pieces, and now we're saying, well, maybe by the playoffs, of the restart in the bubble, they may have everything flushed out. That's got to be a bit of a disadvantage, Broussard, to the Clippers at this point, that they still don't truly have the lineup. Go ahead, Nick.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that one of the question marks with the Clippers is what's their eight-man rotation? Like, you guys are all of a sudden singing the praises of Joakim Noah. Does he jump over Ivica Zubac? We don't know what the rotation is, and so while the scrimmages don't really mean much as long as no one gets hurt, you would like to use it to flush out some of your potential lineups, unlock some lineups. And one of the downsides to your alleged superstar playing when he wants to is you haven't had as many opportunities to flush out lineups during pre-restart as other teams have had. But listen, Wilds, Broussard can say Anthony Davis can't go get his, and it's a fair critique in general. But you know when he can go get his? When he's salivating because he sees Joakim Noah's on the court. And he says, oh, okay, give me the ball, please. Because, again, it is not, the last time Noah was an impact player, LeBron played for the Heat. Like, that was three teams ago.